We don't need to open every door from the hearts we loved before. Past shadows don't have to stay in the light we're building today. You looked at me with quiet doubt when old names somehow slipped out. But love shouldn't be a memories game or a place where we compare the same. So let's choose a wiser kind of love, one that rises gently, not from what was. Let's not fight over ghosts we've outgrown, or stories that were never ours to own. Yeah, let's choose a wiser kind of way, where understanding keeps us from losing our way. Not dragging old hurts from above, but loving here in a wiser kind of love. I don't need to know the scars you hid or every broken thing you did. Just hold me now and let me see the person you are when you're with me. And if my past ever speaks too loud, let's quiet it together somehow. 'Cause what we've lived before today should teach us how to choose what stays. So let's choose a wiser kind of love, one that listens softly, not pushes or shoves. Let's not turn our yesterday's pain into reasons to hurt each other again. Yeah, let's choose a wiser kind of way, where warmth doesn't fade when words go astray. Let's promise to rise, not push or shove, and hold this gentle, wiser kind of love. Maybe love grows deeper still when we choose calm instead of will, when holding on feels less like fear and more like I'm right here. So if one day the past returns, let's meet it with the peace we've learned. No more foolish fights begun over love's already done. Let's choose the way that lifts us above, holding hands in a wiser kind of love. You said you felt more like yourself when someone loved you more than well. Their little words, their tender gaze became the sun for all your days. But love can't be the only light to make you feel you're shining bright. 'Cause when it fades or slips away, you lose your sky, you lose your day. So build a heart that doesn't shake, a love for you no one can take. Not just the praise that others give, but worth you holding how you live. Yeah, loving someone feels so sweet, but don't lose ground beneath your feet. Grow a heart no pain can break, a heart that doesn't shake. I've seen you fall on words ran dry when someone didn't clarify. You tied your words to how they felt and lost yourself in someone else. But darling, you're hasn't grown. You don't need mirrors made of praise to know your heart deserves its place. So build a heart that doesn't shake. Don't let their storms decide your shape. Not just the love they choose to show, but love for you, you always know. Yeah, being loved is warm and true, but don't forget the love in you. Strength is what you choose to make a heart that doesn't shake. Keep your worth in who you'll be. A steady light no one can break. A quiet glow that doesn't shake. I hope you find for your own sake a heart that doesn't shake. You stay so quiet all the time. Your silence louder than your mind. I asked you what you really felt, but every word just melted before it reached my side. So I filled in the empty space with guesses you never erased. I tried to hold the love we had, but somehow I became the one who always sounded mad. Don't love someone who won't speak, who makes your heart do all the reaching. They'll let you drown in what they hide and call your worries oversized. Yeah, don't love someone built on hush, who turns your kindness into fuss. You'll end up breaking week by week. Don't love someone who won't speak. I try to understand the storms inside a heart that kept no form, but love in shadows isn't love. It's chasing things that never give themselves enough. You made me feel like I was wrong for caring, trying, holding on. And when you left me there with nothing but unanswered thoughts and reasons disappearing air. Don't love someone who won't speak, who makes your truth feel like a plea. They'll let you question who you are while they stand quiet far apart. You don't love someone who won't stay when conversation slips away. You lose yourself in hide and seek. Don't love someone who won't speak. Love shouldn't make your voice alone. It shouldn't feel like talking to a cold and empty home. You deserve someone who hears, not someone who disappears. So walk away before you learn love doesn't bloom where our words don't turn, and find a heart that listens through each trembling thought inside of you. Don't wait for silence to grow bleak. Don't love someone who won't speak. Don't love someone who won't speak. We jump too fast into the light, chasing feelings burning bright. But when the rush begins to fade, we notice all the cracks we made. You held my hand like it was fate. I answered quick, afraid to wait. But love that moves too fast can't break what patience might have let us make. So don't rush what the heart should learn slowly. Love needs time to breathe, to grow softly. If we hurry every step we take, we turn our hopes into mistakes. Yeah, love and goodbye should come gently, not from fear and not too quickly. Don't rush what the heart should learn slowly. We spoke of future far too soon, under the early silver moon. But talking big before we're sure can make love feel like something forced. And when the smallest fights arose, our hurried hearts forgot to slow. We turned to anger sharp and bright, instead of learning how to fight right. So don't rush what the heart should learn slowly. Love takes time to stay more than only. If we run ahead of where we stand, we break what we don't understand. Yeah, endings and stars should move gently, not in tears born accidentally. Don't rush what the heart should learn slowly. Maybe love is meant to grow in spaces we take time to know. A quiet touch, a steady pace, a truth that doesn't need to race. So if we love, let's love with care, not sprinting where we're unprepared. And if we part, let's part with grace, not rushing past what time should face. Love shouldn't hurt from moving quickly. So don't rush what hearts learn slowly. I used to chase the crowded praise, trying to shine in every place. But loving all the world at once left me tired in the quiet months. I learned the hard way through the years, not every smile deserves my tears. So I'll be enough for the ones who stay, the ones who love me anyway. I don't need every heart to see the gentle parts inside of me. Yeah, being good for everyone is how a weary soul comes undone. I'll give my best to those who stay. That's more than enough today. I try to fit in every crowd, to make them warm, to make them proud. But kindness spread too thinly breaks and leaves you empty in its way. The ones who matter hold you close in whispered nights and quiet woes. They're few, but they're the ones who care, and that is love I choose to wear. So I'll be enough for the ones who stay, not running far to find my place. I don't need every voice to cheer, just steady hearts who pull me near. Yeah, giving love to everyone leaves you lost before you're done. I'll save my truth for those who stay. It's more than enough today. Maybe peace is letting go of trying hard for those who won't, and learning that the tender few are more than crowds that never knew. So let the world spin as it may, I'll choose the hearts that choose to stay. For being loved in honest ways is all I need for all my days. I'll be enough for those who stand. That is all I need today. Today. You said that I was the one you chose, but your eyes wonder where my heart froze. You called them friends, then moved aside, leaving a space I couldn't hide. I held your hand but not your truth. You stood with me, yeah, not all of you. And every smile you shared around felt like a place I wasn't found. 'Cause half-open love hurts too. It feels like waiting in a crowded room, where I'm the name you softly hold, but not the one you choose to show. Yeah, loving you shouldn't feel this loose. If I'm your girl, then why this noose? I realize what you never knew. Half-open love hurts just like breaking dust too. You said there's nothing I should fear, but secrets never disappear. And every late and quiet text made me wonder who was next. I try to trust beyond a doubt, but love shouldn't have to figure out if I'm the one or one of many. My heart deserves a love that's steady. 'Cause half-open love hurts too. It lingers like a hidden bruise. You kept me close but not enough to call your heart or call your bluff. Yeah, if your love was ever true, then clarity was overdue. 'Cause loving you felt split into half-open hearts. Leave someone hurt. heart deserves a place to stay. Oh, half open love isn't love at all, and it leaves you hurting long before the fall. Along a gentle road with memories only we could hold. Your quiet laugh, my trembling hands, the kind of love that understands. But somewhere in the passing days, our steps began to drift away. Still what we had was never fake. Some truths remain, though hearts may break. So how we say goodbye matters now. Not pointing blame, not asking how. If what we shared was truly real, then let our last words learn to heal. Yeah, and show who we really are when love is dim but left it scarred. So let us close the story right with gentleness instead of I know the hurt can twist our tone, make gentle hearts feel cold and lone. But even if we couldn't stay, we owe respect to yesterday. The nights we held each other near, the dreams we whisper soft and clear. Those things don't turn to dust or light just 'cause we couldn't synchronize. So how we say goodbye matters now. Let's choose a softer path somehow. If love was real, then let it end with kindness for what we couldn't mend. Yeah, endings are the truest test where honesty and hearts confess. So let our final moment try to treat our past with dignity, not cry. Maybe goodbye's another form of loving who we were before. Not holding on, not shutting doors, but thanking love for what it bore. So here we stand, the last embrace. No bitterness, no losing grace. 'Cause though we couldn't make it through, I'm grateful still for loving you. And how we part will show the truth that all we felt was real, not loose. How we say goodbye is where love stays, even as it fades away. For grand designs, just little moments intertwined. A cup of coffee, hands I held, the quiet love we both once felt. But somewhere deep the tone had changed, the warmth between us rearranged. You counted every gift you gave, and love became a debt to save. If love feels heavy when you spend, then maybe it's already near its end. But when my heart was truly yours, I never kept a hidden score. Yeah, I don't regret what I gave before, I only wish I'd given more. Now one for one. But from the core, I never regretted giving you more. You said you felt a little used for all the things you once infused. But love that's real won't measure cost. It grieves the chances that were lost. I never wish for things returned, away the balance we had earned. My only ache is what I missed, the gifts I didn't place in your midst. If love feels burdened when you give, then maybe it's too tired to live. But when I loved you, I was sure that giving made my heart feel pure. Yeah, I don't regret the days before. I only wish I loved you more. Not one for one, not keeping score. I never regretted giving you more. Maybe love is meant to be a quiet act of charity, not losing things we hand away, but finding more in what we say. So if you wonder how I feel about the love we couldn't heal, just know my heart stayed soft and true. My only loss was loving you too few. I never counted what I bore. I only wish I gave you more. You gave me more than I could hold, your gentle warmth, your heart of gold. But somewhere deep I knew the truth, I wasn't giving back to you. I felt your love in every day, in little gestures, quiet ways. But all the things I failed to do became a weight I couldn't move. So I'm sorry for staying afraid to leave, caught between guilt and the heart I grieve. I wanna tell you but words feel cruel, when I've been loved far beyond the rules. They say that dragging it on is worse than ending in something that's already hurt. I'm sorry for staying afraid to leave and hurting you more, just trying to breathe. Friends all told me let her go, if you don't feel the same she'll know. But walking out felt like a sin, after all you poured into me then. You deserve someone brave and clear, not someone held by guilty fear. But every time I tried to end the love you gave, pull me again. So I'm sorry for staying afraid to leave, holding your kindness like broken leaves. You gave me sunlight I couldn't keep, a love so deep it made me weep. They say the silence is twice the pain, when love is gone but you still remain. I'm sorry for staying afraid to leave and hurting you more, just trying to breathe. Maybe goodbye is the kindest truth, for both your heart and mine to choose to honor all the love you gave, by not pretending I can stay. So if I walk away someday, I hope you know it's not betraying, it's letting both our stories heal from love I took. before the hurt outgrows the grief. You whispered softly late at night, do you still love me, yeah, am I right? Your trembling voice, your quiet eyes, I felt the fear you tried to hide. And though my heart knew what to say, the words got caught along the way. 'Cause of course I do would never be enough to hold your worries gently. So I said, I'm sorry you felt that way. Sorry my love didn't reach you today. You shouldn't have to doubt your place or search for proof inside my face. Yeah, I'm sorry you ever had to ask. Your heart deserved a softer grasp. Let me love you deeper than the words I say. I'm sorry you felt that way. You've always given all your truth, but I forgot to give you proof that loving you was something more than habits we've been keeping score. Sometimes affection turns too slow and tender hearts get left alone, but I'll rebuild the warmth you need with gentle hands and steady peace. So I said, I'm sorry you felt that way. Sorry my love didn't lighten your day. You shouldn't fear the things you give, or wonder how you're meant to live. Yeah, I'm sorry I made you feel unsure. Your heart is something I adore. Let me show you love in every possible way. I'm sorry you felt that way. If loving means we learn again to hold each word with careful hands, then I will listen when you break before I rush to validate. So next time doubt appears in you, I'll meet it softly, gentle too. Not with of course, but something true. I'm sorry I didn't show my love enough for you. I'm sorry you felt that way, but I love you better each day. I gave you all the honest parts, the trembling words inside my heart. But somewhere in your quiet eyes, my truth became a slow goodbye. You said my love was much too much, that you were fading from my touch. And if my heart makes you afraid, then maybe that's where love should fade. If my truth scares you, I'll let you go. You deserve a world that feels like home, and I deserve deserve a love that stays, not one that trembles, fades or strays. Yeah, if my heart was overgrown, then letting go is how we've grown. Don't worry, love, I'll heal you, know. If my truth scares you, I'll let you go. To fear the gentle end, but loving you taught me again that holding on a shrinking hand just hurts more than a change you plan. You're not to blame for pulling back, and I'm not wrong for what I lack, but someone else will see my light and choose to stay with all their might. If my take my space. Yeah, if my love was too much shown, then loving less was never grown. Don't worry, love, it's better so. If my truth scares you, I'll let you go. Maybe love should not be small, should not be quiet, cold or stalled. My heart deserves a place to be, not without my name. I'll walk mine free of quiet shame. For love that feels like holding breath was never love, but quiet death. I'll find a world where love won't slow. If my truth scares you, I'll let you go. You said that moving in could help the parts of us we couldn't melt, that sharing walls and sharing nights might fix the things we couldn't fight. But love is not a hurry place, it's gentle steps, a patient pace. And what we missed in dating days can heal with rooms or living space. So let's take our time to love, no rushing what we're scared of. If living close is just a way to hide the hurts we can't convey, then maybe we should slow it down and learn the heart before the house. Cause loving right is built above the quiet time we take to love. I'd rather know your silent fears, the way you breathe on hard-earned years, the little things that make you stay, than force our lives to fit one way. And if we move before we're true, we might break faster, me and you. Cause holding close can still feel far when hearts don't know where their edges are. So let's take our time to love, let patience be enough. If living in is meant someday, it won't be rushed, it won't be swayed, but choosing you for who you are, not using rooms to hide our scars. Yeah, loving right is built above the gentle time we spend in love. We run to fix what wasn't yet begun. Let's grow the roots before the trees. So what we choose grow naturally. So take my hand but not my walls. Let's learn our hearts before the halls. We don't need rules to prove what's true, just time enough to learn me and you. If someday living feels like home, it'll be love that led us on. But for now, let's slow be while we trust. Let's take our time to learn to love. We thought that finding someone right was all we needed in our lives. You liked my smile, I loved your ways, and that was enough for early days. But as the quiet nights came in, we found the places we were thin. Not broken things, but gentle signs that loving you takes more than time. 'Cause love begins when we begin, not when we match, but when we lean into the parts where we're not same, into the flaws we can't explain. Yeah, loving you is not the end, it's learning where our edges bend. Love isn't perfect, it's learning within. 'Cause love begins when we begin. You like the rush, I take it slow. You speak your heart, I let it grow. Our different ways, our different fears, they all became our atmosphere. And every day we choose again to understand where we began. Not fitting clean like puzzle lines, but meeting heart to heart in time. 'Cause love begins when we begin, now when our matching parts look thin, it blooms inside the in-between, the places we have never seen. Yeah, loving you is choosing more than what felt easy right before. Love isn't perfect, it learns where to spin. 'Cause love begins when we begin. Maybe love is growing slow, learning things we didn't know, giving grace for each mistake, holding hearts before they break. So stay with me through shifting days, through every hard and tender phase. Let's not assume we reach the end, the moment that we just begin. Love isn't found, it's built within. And love begins when we begin. I gave you all the heart I had, every light and every sad. I didn't save a piece to keep, I let love pull me in too deep. And even when the end hurt arrived, I knew at least I'd been alive. 'Cause loving you with everything made every joy and heartbreak sing. So strongest hearts are made. Yeah, love so full you forget the ways your past taught you regret. And when it hurts, don't close your chest. Love fully to grow your best. I used to keep my feelings small, afraid of losing most of all. But loving safe was loving less, a quiet self-protective mess. So when I fell for you, I chose to let you in, to let it grow. And though we crashed, I won't deny I lived a fuller life with you and I. So love with everything you feel, not half a heart you try to shield. And if you fall, then let it sting. Pain carves the space where new hearts cling. Yeah, love's so real you can't forget, but don't repeat the same regret. Let breaking teach not weigh your chest. Love fully to grow your best. Maybe growth is just the sum of every place our hearts have come, of every tear we dare to cry, of every love we said goodbye. So I will love the same again, not scared of where the story ends. 'Cause loving bold and hurting deep is how my soul learns how to keep memories warm and lessons blessed. Love fully to grow your best. You always softened all my storms, held my heart with gentle forms. And in your eyes I learned to see a better version meant for me. And loving you taught me the truth, that real love raises both of us, not pushing down, not standing tall, but lifting gently when we fall. 'Cause love grows when we lift each other, when we make the small things matter. It's in the praise, the quiet care, the way we say I'm always here. Yeah, loving you means helping you shine, and trusting you'll do the same with mine. Love lasts long when we lift each other. That's how we grow forever. Some lovers fight to win the day, but hearts don't bloom in pride that way. It's in the words that choose respect, the tiny acts we don't expect. You always make me feel enough, not with grand things but simple love. And I learned loving's not a game, but building someone's inner flame. 'Cause love grows when we lift each other, when we treat our hearts with wonder. It's in the hands that hold us still, in moments frail, in moments real. Yeah, loving you means standing close, believing in you more than most. Love stays strong when we lift each other. That's how we last forever. each other. Love grows strong when hearts endeavor to lift each other, to lift each other. You said the words that hurt my heart, then brushed them off like they were small. You know I've always been like this, as if that line explained it all. I waited for a softer tone, a step toward me you could have shown, but you just stood behind your pride while I kept breaking down inside. 'Cause love is what you do, not what you say, not excuses you repeat the same old way. If you care, then show the truth in you, not reasons why you never move. Your love should try not to walk away behind the phrase, I'm just this way. Love is gentle, kind, and brave. Love's what you do, not what you say. I wasn't asking you to change, just meet me halfway through the pain. But every talk turned into stone where empathy had never grown. You held your habits like a shield, afraid of how your heart revealed. But loving someone isn't war, it's choosing them a little more. 'Cause love is what you do, not what you say. You can't hide behind the lines you always play. If you feel, then let your actions speak. Don't leave me guessing every week. Your love and you shouldn't feel this gray, with every truth pushed far away. Love is shown in quiet ways. Love's what you do, not what you say. You whisper out of fear, but I need love that learns to give, not love that says it's how I live. So if you ever learn to see that love needs more than history, I hope you find the heart to show the part of you I wish to know. But until then I'll walk away from someone who refused to stay. An effort, warmth, and gentle sway. Love's what you do, not what you say. Didn't notice when I heard a quiet sigh beneath the dirt. And though a sorry would be kind, I learned to read your heart behind. 'Cause loving you taught me to see not every wrong needs injury. Sometimes your silence wasn't cold, just feelings you could not unfold. Love isn't always about I'm sorry. Not every bruise needs a story. Sometimes you try, sometimes you miss, and I can't hold the rest of it. Yeah, loving you means giving grace, not counting faults you can't erase. This gentle heart grows when I face that love is more than I'm sorry. Not the best at saying much, but I can feel your quiet touch. The way you linger near my side says more than every word you hide. And maybe love is learning slow to let small disappointments go. Not because they don't leave a mark, because we're growing in the dark. Love isn't always about I'm sorry, not proving right through every worry. Sometimes you falter, sometimes I bend. That's how two hearts begin to mend. Yeah, loving you means choosing peace, not asking reasons without cease. It's knowing kindness never ceases. That love is more than I'm sorry. Maybe care is understanding, not perfection, not demanding. Letting flaws be part of us, building trust instead of fuss. So when we stumble once again, I'll meet you softly, not with blame. For love is patient, warm and true, and grows through what we carry through. No, love's not built on who's at fault. It's choosing you through every heart. Love isn't always it's everything we choose to be. I used to think that holding close was how you showed you love the most. I kept you near, afraid to lose, not knowing what my fear would do. I saw the worries in your eyes, but I mistook them for goodbye. I tried to keep you in my hands till love slipped out like breaking sand. 'Cause love isn't meant to hold too tight, it needs the room to breathe and light. Obsession feels like love at first, but without care it only hurts. Yeah, loving you was more than fear, more than trying to keep you near. I learned too late in all our fights, love isn't meant to hold too tight. I didn't see the weight you felt, the way my longing made you melt. Not into warmth, but into doubt, a quiet plea you couldn't shout. You needed space to find your voice, but I kept pulling, left no choice. And now I see what pushed you far. My love became a closing scar. 'Cause love isn't meant to hold too tight, it's built on trust, not fragile mind. Obsession grows where fear begins and slowly tears the heart within. Yeah, loving you meant letting go, enough for both our hearts to grow. But I learned only through the night, love isn't meant to hold too tight. Maybe love can lose its way when wanting turns to needing you to stay. I should have loved you soft and free, not as a shadow trapped in me. Now I know what I couldn't see, that love is choosing more than me. It's giving you the space to shine, not keeping you from crossing lines. So if I ever love again, I'll let the light come in, my friend. 'Cause love survives when called in love because we stayed through easy smiles and nights we prayed. But somewhere in the passing days, we held the name more than the ways. I started asking in my mind if being together was just a line. 'Cause real love's more than holding on to something labeled but long gone. Love should be the reason we remain, not just a habit we explain. If we are here, it should be true, a choice that says I still want you. Yeah, staying near should mean we feel a beating heart that's warm and real. Love isn't just a title worn, it's why we choose to carry on. Some couples stay because they fear the quiet space when no one's near. But loving you should never be a duty tied to history. I want a love that chooses me, not out of need but honesty. A place where staying side by side means something more than simply tried. Love should be the reason we remain, not pressure, comfort, or the same. If we hold hands, it should reveal a truth that neither one can steal. Yeah, when we stay, it should be clear, it's love that keeps us softly here. Not just a bond we stumbled on, but love that makes us carry on. Because staying feels like trust. So let's remain for reasons right, for warmth that carries through the night, not for the name or what we've done, but for the love that beats as one. Love should be the reason why we stay, we try, we live, we cry. Should be the reason we hold on. We called in love, but some days felt like standing somewhere by myself. You held my hand, but not my days. Your silence weighed in quiet ways. And though you said you cared for me, some moments felt like empty seas, where I kept reaching out for you, but couldn't feel your feelings too. 'Cause love shouldn't feel so lonely, not when you're standing right beside me. If we're together, let it show. Let all your little feelings grow. Yeah, loving someone means you stay, not disappear in hidden ways. If you love me, then let me know. 'Cause love should never feel so lonely. I never asked for something grand, just steady warmth, a simple hand, a word to say I'm not alone, a place in you I could call home. If loving you means guessing still, and something's lost against our will. But if your heart can learn to stay, we might not lose its love someday. 'Cause love shouldn't feel so lonely. Now when you swear you're here for me, if we're together, let it feel like something certain, something real. Yeah, loving someone means you try to keep their tears from asking why. If it's real, then don't let me be someone who feels this lonely. Maybe love is showing up even when the day is tough, letting hearts feel warm and free, not fading into apathy. So if you love, then love me loud, not in the quiet fading clouds. Hold me close, not just in name, but in the moments that remain. Love shouldn't feel like being alone, but like a place we both call home. Love shouldn't feel so lonely.